Hey everyone, I'm YourAverageGuide Sahil Gogna. Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I invited my friend Abhay, who is currently pursuing his master's program from Windsor University, and we are going to discuss his journey, his experience with the university, as well as his experience with the industry. So without any delay, let's get started. Hi Abhay, first of all, thanks a lot for joining the call today.
Yeah, hey there, Sahil. Thank you so much for bringing me here, and it's an honor to be on your channel.
Pretty excited to ask you the questions about your life here. How was your experience with the university? What are you going through these days? But before I ask you any questions, can you please introduce yourself to the audience?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so I did my bachelor's in India from the same town. We are from same place, Jalandhar, and I did my bachelor's from there, from Deviate. In the last year, I did the internship at ST Microelectronics. And after that, I looked up for startups in Gurgaon, in New Delhi, NCR region, and then I got the opportunity to get into the software development at a company which is based in Canada right now. And yeah, that was a great opportunity, which kind of transitioned myself to getting a master's degree in Canada itself. So then, since my brother was already here, I started thinking about making plans to get further studies in Canada. And then I looked up a few universities, and one of which, when I got applied, like which got accepted, was the University of Windsor. And yeah, so now I'm here pursuing my master's. Along with it, I'm currently doing a part-time job with a client that I used to work with. And yeah, it's been an exciting journey so far, and I've been in touch with great people like you.
And one question I love asking the master student here in Canada is, how's their experience going on, and are there any major differences that you are feeling the way computer science was taught back in India and here in Canada? So can you please walk us through your experience?
Yeah, so for the differences, I think like I can't really draw a parallel between the master's program because I have done my bachelor's in India, so I can't really draw a parallel between those two because I have not done a master's program in India in the first place. But I think there is a crucial difference between the education system, considering like what we have been through in India, starting from the high school and then through my bachelor's. I've experienced that there is a lot of focus on theoretical, whereas here you can see that the actual implementation, and you have to be always on your toes, right? So you've got an assignment from each of the courses, and then you have to study the topics regularly, but you don't have to cram all those things to give a theoretical just outburst in the exam. So you just need to get the concepts right. I think that's the major difference that I saw. And other than that, I think everything else is pretty much the same, because the books, the resources, you can get it from the internet, and you can get it from your professors. And the professors, I think, also are from the same, like they help you the same way, they try to teach you the same way. And yeah, the concepts are pretty much the same, but the only difference that I think is that has created a difference in my study curriculum is this, that there is a lot of difference between the division of the work, as well as the as your input being regular in this whole curriculum. Yeah.
Okay. And I can add one more point, like the way you mentioned that the education system is a bit more practical here. So in the bachelor's degree, I have talked to a lot of students who are pursuing the bachelor's degree here in Canada, and they need to do like 3, 4, 6 internships in their 4 years of degree. And but
Yeah.
while we back in India, I think it's compulsory for us to just do one internship, that too in the last semester. So I think they
Yeah.
do like one semester, then they have 2 to 3 months of co-op period, then they get to perform those skills in the industry, and then get back to university, learn new skills, and also then try out those skills again at the industry level. I think this one is really making a huge difference in the learnings of the students.
Yeah. If you consider on an average, if you compare the courses, even if in the colleges or the diploma courses, you can see that there are a lot of co-op included in that particular like in that particular course. So I think it helps really a person who is studying, not only he just had to study, but also he can implement the work in real life in real companies. And Canada has, I think the Canadian government is promoting this by offering the co-op incentives for the companies. So it
Right.
helps both ways. Like you get the early talent from universities from the student perspective, and then you can use that to feed up your product, right?
Right.
So yeah,
Right.
that I think that also connects here. Yeah.
And talking about co-op thing, away, University of Windsor give you a chance to pursue the co-op and
Yeah.
apply for different companies. So, what is your experience with the co-op? Is it easy to get a co-op here in a company, or was it really tough?
I think the level of difficulty in getting a co-op is basically relative, and I think kind of it depends upon the ATS, the system that they use to filter out the resumes and the applications. Um, like I've seen some of my colleagues who have experience from 6 to 10 years, they are unable to get an interview even. So I think it's a
Oh.
lot of challenge considering the competition right now due to COVID, and because the companies are remote right now, so anyone can apply from almost anywhere.
Mhm.
And due to this huge income of applications right now in every company, and like if let's say a company XYZ is on the top of the list of everyone, so everyone is going to apply over there, right? And nobody applies on the local startups or the companies that are small business. So I think that creates a lot of like a flood for the company as well as the students. So you get a lot of competition when you even before you have to apply, right?
Right.
So yeah, other than that, this I think once you get your application filtered, once you get into the system, and once you have that interview in your hand, I think then it's just about your communication skills and how you represent yourself, and like how much prepared are you for the behavioral questions is what I observed in the co-op interviews. Especially, I've not given a full-time role interview here in Canada, so I can't really be judge of that right now. But I think there is a lot of difference between the interviews that I used to give in India and here.
Mhm.
So here they are mostly checking how your personality is and how you are going to be performing in the team and how you relate to the team dynamics. So it's the more important thing for them is your mindset, how you go for a problem, how like how you take initiatives and all those things, rather than your skill set. Because I can teach you the skills, right? If your mindset is correct and if
Mhm.
you're heading in the right way, I can add some tools in your arsenal and you can just use those tools, right? But if
Right.
your mindset is on the other way, if you're not even interested in problem solving, then I like the company is not even sure that you're going to help them in building their product, right? So I think
Right.
that is one of the major things. And yeah, so coming back to your question, I think the difficulty is fairly relative, and the University of Windsor has helped me as well as my colleagues. So what they do is that they have put a portal system there where they put the job applications, job postings, and there you can just go and redirect towards the original company website and you can apply. And they also give us the opportunity to practice with the mock interviews. So
Mhm.
I think that also helps because in India, like you do not have the experience of communicating at this level with a professional, right? So you don't know what to speak, what not to speak. So I think the mock interviews thing, and just the clubbing of the job postings, the main postings where we can apply, and the direct communication between the university and creating a liaison between the student, the university, and the company. I think that creates a lot of connection between the company. And my experience was that like I used to go into events that they used to create, the university wants to create, and I used to perform there, and it helps really to build up your personality for the future interviews as well, but also to connect with the employer in beforehand. Like you don't get that opportunity if you're applying just directly to the website, right? So yeah, I think that is the process over here, which helps. Yeah.
Okay. And Abhay, talking more about the interview process that you went through, you have already made it clear the behavior rounds, they have a very huge weightage while the company is
Yeah.
judging you for a co-position. But what about the technical interviews? Did you face any technical interview when you were interviewing, or like to what extent a company can ask you for the technical skills?
Again, I think it's company specific and it's role specific. So for me, I have the interviews that I've given so far were all the way ranging from simple behavioral questions about how you have been working with your projects, how you would approach a new problem, how you would approach learning a new technology, things like that. And for the company that I was selected in, I went into their event first, so I got an opportunity to interact with the employer, with the HR team, with the team that is working on a specific product that I was interested in. So I got an opportunity to converse with them, and they basically clubbed us into groups where we had to perform, or we had to basically answer in a group about the topic that they gave. So topics were basically revolving around basic OOPS, the object-oriented programming questions, the system design questions, basic system design questions, like for example, the patterns that we use for design. And like basically they want us to explain how much depth we are with that topic, how much clarity do we have on the topic, right? And all the web development basics, like what HTML tags are. They will ask about something specific tag, and they want you to create an example of that tag, how you can manipulate that tag to create a desired behavior, right? So yeah, so the front end behavior, the back end behavior, the system design, all the things I think that are necessary for a software engineer were asked in that event. And yeah, it was a very comprehensive event, I would say. And the main purpose of that event was to prepare all the students to get an overview of how the company will be actually performing the interviews in the later stages. So yeah, I think, yeah, other than that, I also want to mention that there were two DSA problems as well. I would say like medium level or medium to hard level lead code problems. So yeah, so there when I used to code there, and the reviewer or the team that was judging us, they used to give us feedback that, okay, now you need to run this test case or maybe this. So it was kind of a pair programming thing, but I really loved that event because it got me into how the team is working, how that company is working towards not even who are not even yet in the team, but they are so interested in solving the problem, and how they are judging the technical expertise of the candidate that they are interviewing, right? So yeah, based on that feedback, then I moved on to the interview, and in the interview it was basically all the behavioral questions and how I am performing with with the team that I've been working with in my past professional experience as well as my academic experience. And yeah, then after that, it was a bunch of like some technical things about the frameworks that I've been using, about the projects that I've gone through. And yeah, that's pretty much it, I would say. And for my colleagues, I have also like seen that similar kind of interview processes are being followed. But again, like you can plus minus two things of each company depending upon the role. Yeah, that's the gist that I would like to say.
Okay. And Abhay, I know like you also had some experience back in India. So
Yeah.
for the industry, you have already made it clear like what exactly are the skills that the companies are focusing on if they are hiring an intern. But if we talk about the master's program that you are currently pursuing, so do you feel that having professional experience in India is helping you in some way, or would you suggest to the upcoming students to have some industry experience first and then apply for the master's program? So what's your current experience with this?
Yeah, I would say that an experience really helps, but
Mhm.
even if you're not having any experience, any professional experience, I would say that, like, let's say you have done your bachelor's, right, and you want to pursue your master's. So let's say we skip that part of the experience, then what kind of a difference does that make, right? So that's the gist that we want to outline here. I think in there, I would like to mention that even if you don't have the experience of a professional company working with the professionals, if you have the experience of the technology or the main bachelor's concepts, then I think the master's programs is just an advanced level of each of the concepts that you have covered in the bachelor's, right? So even if you have the experience, I would say that helps in a professional environment. So if you want to apply for the co-ops, I think there there it will help because you have already worked with a team, right, in a professional setting. And in the master's program as well, I think when you have created like groups in to do the projects in a particular course, there also it helps on, because people are coming from various backgrounds. Like maybe I have come here with the 2 years of experience, someone there is with 10 years of experience, someone there does not have any professional experience. So when this kind of team is created randomly, then I think it's a lot of a challenge to get the work done, because nobody has worked as a manager, right? So a product, you don't have that experience with you. But even if you don't have that experience, you get to experience a lot of new things, because working with a junior that is not at the technical expertise with you, but you get to work with them, you get to mentor them, you get to teach them the concepts. And the same goes like it goes both ways, right? So you can learn from the more experienced people that are working with you. Yeah. Yeah, I think having an experience helps, but even if you don't have the experience, I don't think that it really matters, as long as you're clear with the bachelor's concepts.
Okay. And Abhay, also, like when you were explaining the process for the companies for the co-op, you also mentioned the online platforms like LeetCode. So I know you are a competitive programmer and you have a great profile on LeetCode. So is that somehow helping you in your current master's program? Because a lot of students, when they have like when they are about to join the master's program, they have 4 to 5 months of time time left before joining the master's program, and they want to gain some skills. So they generally ask me, should they just focus on some frameworks, or should they just focus on DSA algo? So what is your experience? What type of things they should learn when they have the time?
Yeah, I think a refresher of what you have done so far. So for example, let's say you have covered networking in your bachelor's, right? So just cover the main topics that you're refreshed with the concepts, with the basic concepts, that you're not too far away from those concepts. I think refresh those first. And then after you have refreshed those, just work on the projects that you worked. How did you implement the things that you wanted to? And then just pick some technology that you are interested in for the future, like as a side project. So start working on that as passively as you can. But if your main focus is getting into a good company, and like nowadays we both know that that all the companies have this process of getting the technical skills by giving the person a problem, right? So if you're good with problem solving, like it can be any website that you like. I personally started with CodeChef in my bachelor's in my second year, and then it was kind of on and off because the workload was a lot to cover in itself. And then I think when I started preparing for my master's, I started planning on which university to go. Then I think I started creating a proper plan for DSA, that I want to get these concepts right, because if you are clear with these concepts, then it really helps not just in problem solving, but I think it also helps like in general problem solving in real life as well, like not just in coding but in real life, because you kind of use those concepts like divide and conquer and these things. If you're clear with those things, like you try to implement with a mindset of a problem solver, right? So yeah, I think not just for the interviews, but also it really helps in real life, like solving puzzles, doing problem solving, and just polishing your skills so that your brain does not get rusty.
Yeah. And if one more question that students frequently ask me is about managing different things. So as a student, we have to manage a university or college curriculum. At the same time, we also the part-time job. So how hard for a student it can be? So what's your experience with these types of things?
Yeah, man. Like I think just after I have reached here in Canada, I started feeling this a lot, that basically if you don't manage the time here, then like it's bye bye for you because there are a lot of things going on. And if you do not, like, I think in bachelor's it was really easy to figure things out because you did not have much things, because you were living with your parents, just enjoying your life. And the only thing that you had to do was study and enjoy and have fun with your friends. That was it. And here I think, yeah, as you mentioned, that there are a lot of things. You have to do your house chores, and you have to do your part-time job, you have to do your study, and the level of the study is also here. So you can't miss even a day, even an assignment. So you can't miss on those things, and everything is important, right? So I think creating a time management plan for yourself is really important. My experience has been that you can try out the flavors, whatever you like, and you pick that flavor, right? So there are a lot of things that people say, like maybe some for someone, like maybe for me, something has worked, right? So it may not work for you. For Sahil, the things that may work will be visual or whatever he likes, right? So you have to kind of try out the things that help you complete a task on time. So I think knowing yourself is the most important thing in this. And after you know yourself well, that what kind of things work for you, then I think you have to kind of set a system that lets you do those things. So for me personally, I would suggest, like, the thing that has worked for me really well is just setting up a Google Calendar, and in that calendar, just block your time, whatever you're going to do for the day, for the week. And yeah, just keeping ahead of things in time so that you never miss out on a thing, right? So if you have created a priority on a thing, let's say you want to complete an assignment, right? So that is the most important thing right now, because your everything is based on that, right? So you set a priority to that, and you, according to your calendar, you find a time that is right for that, where you can perform well, and an environment where you can do that well. Just setting up a simple system, even just to try out how, if that works for you or not. For some people, nothing, like not even setting up a calendar, they just do the thing. They don't need to set up these things. But for me, I think keeping all the things organized and just setting up your time schedule like that, it really helps to get the things done.
Right. So initially it's difficult to manage. It can be a lot difficult, but it's not impossible. So if we try to manage our time is everything when you are here for the masters or your higher studies. So if someone learns to manage time, I think it will be easier for them to do everything that they want. And Abhay, before we end our conversation, any final advice to our viewers, and especially to the students who are coming from India? Any skills that you would like them to learn, or anything you would suggest to them?
Yeah, my suggestion would be that just don't take so much pressure in getting grades here, but getting the concepts right. So I think even if you are worried that you do not have the concepts right, or you think that you're weak in particular concepts, just try to polish those skills first, and just try to get the basics right. So if you have the basics right, then I think whatever course you do, whatever thing you do, you're going to do well in that. So yeah, that will be my first thought. And the second thing will be the time management. Just get a practice of doing things in time, and getting a system that works for you. Yeah, these are the two things that I want to give. Thanks
a lot, Abhay, for your valuable information and valuable suggestions. I think that's it for our today's talk. It was really great talking to you and having an insight into your experiences. Thanks a lot for your time.
Yeah, thank you so much for having here, Sahil, again.
So guys, this was our today's video. I hope you have really liked the video. Please make sure to subscribe to the channel and let me know in the comment section below which other types of videos would you like me to make in the future. See you in the next video. Till then, stay safe.